Hi everybody, this is David Marsh with eminitradingstrategies.com. This is the weekly update for December 7th through December 11th, 2009. We had a good week. I traded the S&P and Dow most of the week, but there were 2 days I didn't trade the Dow. I didn't trade the Dow Monday as I simply had to leave early. And then contract rollover on Thursday, there just wasn't enough data for the tick chart that I used to make any Dow trades. So we still had an awesome week. Both contracts, both markets together, just trading one contract. My trades this week were $732.50 per contract for the week, trading the S&P and the Dow. So let's kind of go over this really quick. And by the way, we're getting ready to schedule a webinar hopefully within the next couple of weeks. It might be before or just after Christmas. We're getting ready to release Pro Indicator version 2 and our new Dow strategy with advanced strategies with it. We've already got the Dow page up on our website. You might want to check that out. And we'll have a Pro Indicator version 2 page up hopefully within the next week, week and a half. And we're going to do a webinar, and we're going to try to put out a pretty good special for that. So you want to keep your eyes open for that. Okay, Monday, like I said, I had to leave early. I'd missed a one and done. There's a great EET. I ended up having a couple losers and a couple winners. Ended up about 4.25 ticks after commissions. If you go to my blog, you'll see every day where I post up my trades. Okay, but I do want to show you the strength. This is Pro Indicator version 2. It's got some of the rules baked into where it shows you when not to take NSEs. And one of the things I teach my students is that when we come out of no NSE zone, when you lose this back coloring, or of course I teach you the rules, that the strength of the NSEs are just very, very strong. Like this one here, it really got weak. It really didn't do much. It actually was a break even or a loser, but then it followed up with a very strong winner and another strong winner. Okay, very, very, very important rule that I teach is avoiding normal system entries and then taking the ones that follow because they're pretty strong winners. Okay, the 8th, Tuesday, first NSE was a one and done, and again, notice this is no zone again. Okay, you come out of no zone, and this is why there's no zone. Look, these are NSEs that I actually have them in there, but they're suppressed, so you don't take them. And there's a loser right there. But then when you come out of no zone, look at the strength. They're just very, very good winners. Okay, let's move on to December 9th. I wrote in here sometimes less is more. Okay, I kind of went up and down a little bit on the S&P. I ended up 7 ticks profitable after commissions, but sometimes you just look at the chart and say, wow, we started out in no zone, we went right into no zone again, and we finally come out of no zone, the first NSE, beautiful one and done winner. It didn't work that way for me. I ended up going back and forth because I've got other factors that I use. Okay, some of my students just say, you know what, I'm just going to use the NSEs coming out of no zone because they've got such a higher probability of winners that those are the trades they make. Well, I take EETs, I take pullback trades, and sometimes it works for me. Sometimes it works against me. I still ended the day up 7 ticks profit, but it took me about 3 hours. Where if I'd have just waited for no NSE zone to end right here, see it left here, but there was no NSE. It went right back NSE zone again. Then just take that first NSE after no zone. Boom, it would have been a great day. Now December 10th, contract rollover day. A lot of guys don't trade contract rollover day because there's split volume. Some volume is into December, some is over into March. Okay, I ended up trading because I normally do. I had 7 trades on the S&P. I was up 87.50 after commissions. There were no Dow trades. Just want to show you the best trade of the day was right here coming out of no zone. Okay, caught the NSE. I actually caught the EET up here. That's a strategy that I teach, taking an EET, coming out of no zone and catch the NSE and ride it all the way down. I made about 8 or 9 ticks on that trade. Was a real nice trade there. Today, Friday, had 2 losers. Then we had a whole bunch of reports between 9:55 and 10, so I couldn't do anything until after 10. I finished today at 10:30 on the S&P. I was up $75 after commissions, or about 75 and change. I forget exactly. I had 6 trades. But look how we get in a no zone. You see, you don't take, there was an NSE here that was a loser. It's just showing you no zone. These are the rules that I teach, not just only how to take NSEs. See, sometimes NSEs lose even when I say to take them. I took this NSE and I lost. I took this NSE and I lost. Well, that happens. I can't win them all, but we have rules that definitely keep you out of NSEs, and this is why, because they've got a higher chance of losing than they do winning. Okay, this one I think was a possible winner, then it turned right back up, but here was a loser that we avoided, and we just waited until after the reports to come out. Let's go ahead and look at some Dow charts real quick. I had to leave Monday, so I didn't trade any Dow trades whatsoever, but we had some really good trades. This one was a loser, but I think there was a report, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't really know for sure. This could have just been a flat out loser. Then there was a decent one here, a great short trade here, the long trade here. Again, I don't know precisely. I was gone, but I know there was a report, I believe, and I think this one was avoided, but I don't really remember. But it was still a good day. Even if you just took the one trade, you had a great day. Okay. Now, the 9th, I had 3 trades, plus 20, lost 8 ticks on one, and then plus 20 on the other. Okay, good day trading the Dow. The 9th had a great day. Look at it, just beautiful. Just straight winners. I think, yeah, there was a report right here that we'd missed that trade, but it would have been a nice winner. Good trader. This one came really close to stopping us out, but it didn't end up being a great winner. Really good day there. The 10th, there were no trades because the contract rolled over. This was today, Friday. Here's the reports at 9:55. Never trade reports, and this is why. This came out right at a report, right at another report. I mean, you would have just got beat up really bad. That's why I simply don't trade reports, because there's plenty of trades after the fact. So I took this trade here. I had 20 ticks in the bank, but I just was trying for 25, ended up getting stopped out with 10. And then I made this trade here. So ended up being a nice day trading Dow. So really good Dow trades this week. You know, had some losers. We have losing trades all the time. It's not always about winning. It's about recovering. It's about staying focused and disciplined when you take losing trades. But again, all in all, just trading one contract, just my trades, and mind you, Monday I didn't even trade the Dow. Okay, just trading one contract this week, just on my trades, up 732.50 after commissions. That's just one contract, folks. That's trading for income. Okay, you small guys with trading accounts, small trading accounts, $732 just on one contract is not a bad living. Okay, 2 contracts, $1,400. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to make that. I'm not guaranteeing you're going to do better or worse than that. Okay, everybody's results vary because of discipline, the ability to follow rules. Some guys take more Dow trades. Some guys take more S&P trades. Okay, I'm just showing you what I've got. Okay, I teach you what I have to offer. I teach you my strategies, my techniques. I teach you how I do it. Okay, I'm doing all new training videos for my students. I'm doing new Dow videos. I'm doing advanced videos, all with real money on a real account to show my students how I trade. So a lot of things to look forward to. So if you have any questions, feel free to get in touch. Thanks for watching the video.